Today I'm going to be reviewing the Pray and Plan Planner. This is for the 2025-2026 school year, so get it a little early here. And this is by Teach for the Heart. And I happened to come across their website online. I think I might have seen it on social media, like an ad for them on social media. And I looked it up and I thought, wow, this looks perfect for me, as a Christian woman who's also a teacher and definitely uses her planner a lot. So last year I did a miniature version of this. This one's a little bit different, has some different features to it, which I'm going to show you today. You will probably notice it's big. I was really surprised when it came and I saw how big it was. It's like the size, it's like 8.5 by 11 inches, like the size of a normal sheet of paper. So it's not necessarily a disadvantage. I think it's good you have more space then. But just be aware that it is a larger planner if you get this style. Just so you know, for space purposes, like for carrying it and everything, and just so you get the size that you want. They do have some smaller options available if that's something you're interested in. What I like about this, I like that it's spiral bound. I think that'll hold up pretty well. Cover's really nice. Sorry, I'm getting a glare on it. I'm trying not to show that too much. But it's I like the blue and gold color scheme here. Love that it says Pray and Plan on the front. And then the back, we have a scripture verse. Sorry, I'm trying really hard to keep the glare off of it. You can see it's like a laminated type of texture, so that's why we're getting the glare off the light here. So I like that it has this Psalm 16:11a on it. You make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. And yeah, just seems to be a pretty well-made cover. I think it'll hold up pretty well. It's not the thickest thing I've ever felt, but it feels pretty sturdy to me. So I carry a backpack to work, so this will fit in my backpack, and I think it should hold up pretty well. I can come back once the school year starts next year, once I've been into the school year a few months, and just kind of do a video on how it's holding up and everything if you're interested in that. Obviously, won't be using it too much just yet because it's for next school year, but I can come back and do that in the future. Okay, so then when you get into this here, you're going to have a space on the first page for name, school, email, room, important information. Paper feels pretty thick, so this will hold up well to many different pens and, whatever markers, whatever you choose to write in. There shouldn't be too much bleed through because it feels pretty thick. Again, once I start using it, I can come back and do another video showing you what I used and everything, but I wanted to just show it to you blank today so you can decide if you want to purchase it or not before I start writing in it. All right, so how to use Pray and Plan. There is a monthly calendar. There is a memory verse that's at the top of each monthly calendar. You're going to get some blank pages included each month. So, you can do whatever you want with those. You can lesson plan, meeting notes, sermon notes, whatever you choose there. There's also a monthly free resource. Each month there's going to be a QR code on the blank pages. You can scan that to access a free resource from Teach for the Heart. So that's cool. All right, and then for weekly, this is why I wanted this one. The mini one was really cute last year. It was really nice. I wanted the lesson plan one because I do use my planner to put my lesson plans in. Now, I don't write out like a full lesson plan. I'll just write like 10:15 to 10:45, do pages, whatever, teach this concept with these slides, whatever. I just give myself some little notes in there so I remember what I'm going to do each day. So I like that. There's lesson planning pages, and I'll show you that in a minute as well. And then some extra resources. You're going to get a year at a glance. You're going to get a student checklist or grade book. I don't really use my planner for that because I do my grades digitally. But I know some teachers like to write everything down, so there's definitely nothing wrong with that, and a lot of people do that. So there's space for that in here. There is a communication log, so you can track communication with your students' families. And then there's some custom pages. It says additional blank pages can be found in the back of the planner, and then, obviously use those for whatever you choose to use them for. If you're an artsy person, you can color this in, add some color. I want to tear my pages here. So here is a yearly calendar of the school year. It goes from July of 2025 through June of 2026. We have a schedule here that you can write in, which I probably will do that closer to time. Obviously, schedule's not finalized yet. So closer to time, I'll probably write that in. My schedule's by cycle days, so I may, instead of the days of the week, just, white that out and just write in cycle day 1, cycle day 2, etc. Sorry, my page turning abilities are lacking today. All right, and then we are going to get a year at a glance. So you have subject, and you just have the months here that you can put some little notes for yourself. For example, as a special ed teacher, I might write in like whose IEPs are due this month, so I don't forget to get those meetings scheduled and get that paperwork done. So that's just an idea there. Obviously, you could use it for several different things. Okay, and then here we have our scripture verse. And then down here is the QR code that you can scan to get the free monthly resource, which I have not done yet. All right, so then this is July. I love the tabs in here for each month. They feel pretty thick and sturdy. Get it out there. So for July, we have word of the month is renewal. Let God's love restore and renew your weary soul, which end of the school year teacher, I'm feeling that right now, just saying. And then you're going to get a coloring page. Sorry, I'm trying to be extra careful with my pages. I probably don't need to be as meticulous as I am, but I don't want to tear anything before I even use it. So you have these coloring pages every month. Of course, you don't have to color them in. You could just, have the scripture verse in here and enjoy that. It kind of feels like it's not quite cardstock, but it's a thicker paper. So you could color that you could probably use gel pens or definitely colored pencils. So just something for fun. I like to have a little color and a little fun with my planners too, so that's a nice touch. And then we're going to have a calendar here for the month. You can write in a memory verse at the top. You can choose your own and write that in. Here, space over here for prayer and thanksgiving. And then, of course, we have the calendar. If you wanted to color that little graphic up there, that's available. So nice to have a monthly calendar. Again, I write in my meetings for the month and, whatever I'm doing that month just quickly there. Now, I want to get a little closer to these, so I'll fold this back. These are the reason I wanted this planner, because that's what I use my planner for mostly. These are the lesson plan pages. So here's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They go across here. So what I do is I will write in like 9 to 9:30, page whatever, 10 to 10:30, slides on making predictions or whatever we're working on at the time. So I will write that in across here, and it goes on to the next page as well to give you more space. Also has a scripture verse at the top. I love that. So that's mostly what I'm going to use it for, is to write in my daily, at a glance lesson plans. And you're going to have one of these, of course, for each week. Looks the same for each week, except different scripture verse. And, of course, different dates. Okay. So there's that. Let's go ahead a little bit. So this is September here. I'm not going to show you every page. I don't want to bore you too much with my voice here, but we have another coloring sheet. Very nice. And then we are going to have, again, we're going to have our monthly calendar, and then we're going to go on here and, sorry, my husband came home being loud. And then here is the week at a glance again, or not the week at a glance, the lesson plan pages. And there's a different graphic here in September. I think they're different. There's a different picture in here every month, is what it looks like. Different scripture verses, of course, every week. All right, let's just skip ahead a little bit here. This is March. Just so you can see another one of these divider pages here. And the word is endurance. God seeks your heart and your efforts. Keep pressing forward. All right, so it's going to be pretty much the same layout through here. Let me go to the end. Okay, so you have a tab in here that says logs. And then after that, you're going to have a student checklist. Sorry, this is a little bit big, so I'm juggling it here so I can get it all on the screen. You're going to have student checklists. And there's several pages of those. And then after that, have date, student, and notes. So if you have any specific notes about students to take here, you can do that here. We have a communication log. And then we're going to have some blank lined pages here. And then we have a pocket in the back, which I really like that. You can carry along, you know, some papers or whatever you need to a meeting. You can put it in the back pocket there. And then we're going to be at the end of the planner. So I can definitely see myself using this a lot next school year. I'd always have a planner. I've been using a Happy Planner. The only thing I like a little bit better about that is it's a little bit smaller, so it's a little more portable. But this one also has more space too. So you kind of have to figure out what you want there. And like I said, Pray and Plan does have smaller options as well. If that's a deal breaker for you, then you can definitely get a different style. I like this one because I wanted the lesson plan pages. So I'm excited about that. I like that it's spiral bound. I think it's going to hold up well. The Happy Planner with the discs, they tend to crack and break for me because I use it so hard. So I'm thinking this is going to be a better option for me this year. So again, this is the Pray and Plan lesson planner. And I will put a link in the description to where you can purchase this and some of the different styles as well. So you can check out and see what works for you. But if you are a teacher, I definitely recommend the Pray and Plan planner. I think it's going to serve me really well next school year. And I'll come back and do some update videos later on as I use this.